speed, and he's showing it to great effect. Didn't really need the slipstream. He's already side by side with Daniel Ricciardo, late on the brakes into that chicane. Max Verstappen is up into the podium places. The Parabolica, not easy to put, is gaining, it's down to under 20 metres, it's down now to absolute level, pegging through to the chicane we go. Max Verstappen is ahead of George Russell, and he has put that Red Bull up into second place. There goes Carlos Sainz on the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel, wants the Ferrari darling here at Monza this weekend, racing here for a final time and being overtaken. DRS train, there's one Aston Martin before the Parabolica, and there's one Aston Martin before the chicane. The carriage towards the rear is Carlos Sainz, and Sainz has got a bit more straight. Vettel, who has found a gap but in the arm coat to stop his car by. He is out of this race, and there's an Aston Martin stranded by the track.
Stop the car, please, when it's safe. Stop the car.
Here goes Carlos Sainz on Pierre Gasly. Sainz, meanwhile, puts his Ferrari into the top 5, and there's a virtual safety car just a fraction of a second after he pulled off that overtake. The virtual safety car has been deployed. So Leclerc's coming in, Ted, and Mercedes are waiting for George Russell. George Russell is making his way down the main straight, so they've done the opposite. As you can see, is gaining on the Alpine. Now he's gaining. Is he going to go for it down the inside? Lewis Hamilton is. And before they apply the brakes into that first chicane, Lewis Hamilton is ahead and up in for the soft tyres. He comes back out onto the track. Max Verstappen leads once again this race, 2.6 seconds. There is George Russell. Gasly, this is really, really tight. Gasly goes through, and Lando Norris loses a place there to Gasly, and Lewis Hamilton on the scene says, thank you very much, I've got new soft tyres, I've got a lot more grip, I'll get past Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly. Dispatched earlier in that, on the previous lap, Nick de Vries, and Hamilton now up into 7th, motoring along quite nicely. Daniel Ricciardo under pressure from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton up into 6th. Norris has got ahead of Pierre Gasly. Leclerc's finally switched on those soft compound tyres, and there goes Lando Norris past his teammate Daniel Ricciardo and up into 7th place. And the Haas hasn't quite got the speed there down the straights to try and get past the Williams, but under braking, Schumacher locks up, trying to force his way through, gets very aggressive through that chicane, but in a very nice way. Mick Schumacher locked up, looked to have lost control a little bit, but he absolutely kept control, and he makes the place.
Yeah, it was good. And he locked the wheel, but he cranked some steering lock into it, and but immediately gets repassed. But cranked some steering lock, and the car obediently turned into what's a very tight corner.
And this battle is going to continue on. Latifi got ahead and into the Lesmos. Mick Schumacher just gives it a little wiggle of the arse Nicholas Latifi. Daniel Ricciardo got a problem. Yes, he has.
I lost the engine.
I think Lewis Hamilton retired at that very point. Now we are going to get... It's a 5th consecutive win for Max Verstappen. Behind the safety car, he wins the Italian Grand Prix. He will stand on the podium at Monza for the first time in his Formula One career.